line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, now live at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but not that usual oval configuration you're so used to. Today, I bring to you the Rallycross racers of the Citadel Rallycross Racing League, as we're about to take center stage and take center aim right here on PTM Racing TV. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Driver, joining you guys today, as we are right now under the qualifying routes here are the drivers here at Atlanta. We are on the big track version of Atlanta, the big elongated track. It's been known to definitely take some drivers to the wire and some drivers to the line. It's a very tight-ended corner runned off track. It's going to be a very testamental track for some, and for others, a more testing track to really bring the best out of one another with some pretty sharp little banking ends. You would have thought you'd see a dirt track more than anything, like the one that Zach Knowles just went around here on that 099. Quite a few little hill areas, little jump shots, and little big movements off the corners. This place is a tire jumper. It's a car burner. It's a breaker down, kind of jump, kind of ride it out, kind of track. In my opinion, just makes for some great racing. And qualifying right now, Zach Knowles in that 099. Last week's feature winner, currently your top seed, Marcos Palacio. Though going into the third spot. Now let's take a look at Caio Pellegrini. Pellegrini, I believe is how you say it. Caio Pellegrini. I was going to say Caio throughout the race, and if I am completely wrong, then I am sorry, but I can't really quite describe the name on that one. But we have pretty much a whole new lineup of international flavor today, as Alexander Ebony will take over the top spot from Germany. He's our only driver from Germany that's able to take that top slot away, take the top spot in position. So it'll be interesting to see what they can bring to the table and how they come down around the track. As it looks like I'm having some glitchcraft and gremlin issues right now. Okay, hold on, folks. I'll be right back with you.
The finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow.
Okay, so guys, real quick, just a heads up. Right now we're having some technical difficulties on our end here, and it looks like we got completely kicked out of the server. I don't know if that happened to everybody, if that was just us. I'm going to go ahead and have a word in real quick with the guy that owns the place, which is Nick Shriver. Not my long-lost cousin, but we'll say my long-lost cousin. Nick, how you doing, bud? Nick, you got a copy, bud? Yeah, it looks like he's a little busy right now. Alright, we'll try to get with you guys here in just a moment. We're going to figure out what's going on with our system here. We'll be right back.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
Alright now, ladies and gents, I apologize for that. It looks like we are ready now for our first heat of the day. Heat number 1 is ready to go. I was planning on calling the race kind of as a little thriller there out of the qualifying end, but looks like we got that ruined. So next driver will be in the 481 though, with Russell Pearson in the 9, is out, and row number 2, Marcus Palacio, and then it will be Trevor Teal, and then finally it will be Luis Nunez in this one. Here we go. Off the start, ready to go for heat number 1 action. We're set to go. Nick Shriver at the fastest qualifier. He'll set the field in as we got ourselves a run. We're going down. Green flag racing. 10 minutes on the clock to complete heat 1. Oh, well, I guess there's your little congratulations for being in the top spot today here, Nick. Unfortunately, gets put back to the shadow realm there. Or, excuse me, that was Russell Peterson in the 9. I thought that was Nick Shriver for a second. I'm sorry, Nick. He's probably not going to let that one go for a while. Russell Pearson just got completely sent to the shadow realm. I thought that was Nick on the inside there because usually that's where you start on the qualifying edges, but maybe that was just me here. My lack of knowledge in the rallycross racing is truly disturbing, I suppose, as we now swing up through the hard, sharp 180 tree turn. It is Marcos Palacio? No, that's not Marcos Palacio. I would say right now the race leader is still Luis Nunes. Your race leader, unless Palacio took the Joker lap. I'm presuming he just took the Joker lap. Going across the finish line here. He'll bring the lap in play. And he is currently, looks like absolutely your race leader. So I have to apologize up front. Looks like he did take a Joker lap, and that gave him the early advantage. Luis Nunes right now trying to get up there and trying to get back into this fight. Every single driver looking for an opening here as Nick Shriver overshoots it, goes through the turtle banks here, and the car slides right out of contention. He's out again. There is the Joker lap you just saw a minute ago, kind of swinging right through that edge. It helps you avoid having to take this complete 180-degree turn that if you were playing Stuntman right now, it'd be the director would be yelling at you to do a 180 into that corner. It's a slider's paradise, but it's a driver's heart. It's a driver's heartache if you're not too careful down there. These guys know that all too well as we continue on to this race. Marcos Palacio right now still holding in a second place round. Luis Nunes going now into the Joker, takes over that position, so now he is your race leader. And the number 14 machine is currently pounding away on the throttle and hammering down time all the way around the track with only about 2 laps remaining. Trevor Teal is 72, maybe in a solid third, but he's not giving out just yet. Still giving it quite his all, quite his own here. Next driver cuts through the Joker, cuts through the turn. Trevor Teal and Russell Peterson, though. Well, let's just say when worlds collide, they swear you'll go for a ride. And that's exactly what happened here. Let's take a look at this one. Presented by the CRX. Let's take a look at this. Next driver and Peterson going into the Joker. And Teal. Well, that was a horrible camera angle on our part. I apologize for that one. Here's one more look at it, though, to show you guys exactly what happened. Russell Peterson overdrives the corner there, and Trevor Teal gets into him there, unfortunately causing that little hiccup and that little ruckus off that edge as they're bringing in the white flag this time on by. Luis Nunes, your race leader, in the number 14. Piling up a number I don't think I ever made famous, but it sure is the number I drive around the tracks. He's putting up a number, putting on some speed here, representing his country well. 5 different countries represented in this one, from all the way from the Polish to the Germans to the Americans and even the Argentinians. We have a whole laundry list of drivers that have been coming from their international counterparts. iRacing has certainly been an international flavored racing series with their road course styles, their rallycross battles, as well as just their American style racing. But coming up for this one, it will belong to Luis Nunes. The international flavor comes away with the race win. Marcos Palacio getting one last good jump off the corner to get himself into a second place finish. Trevor Teal, despite his little problem earlier on, he will manage to come away third out of the bunch. Nicholas Shriver will come away fourth. Russell Peterson, driving it down off for one more time by, will take fifth. Heat number 1 is in the books. Heat number 2, getting ready for staging area. And we've got 4 drivers in this one coming up here, so let's take a look at this heat now. Coming up, Steve Clegg makes his TV debut in Citadel Rallycross, as you know him well, though, from the Fast and Fun series. Let's see how he does on the Rallycross end, though. And Caio Pellegrini, I'm sorry, guys. Caio Pellegrini will be in that 04, and then it'll be Zach Knowles with Alexander Ebdy, the remaining of your drivers. And we're going to rock them off and fire them down into heat number 2. We're off and running. Down across the plains here, Zach Knowles, representing for Canada, has the early lead. Alexander Ebedy, though, representing for Germany, looking to come up right through the ranks and up through the fields, make the first time in a long time we've seen him really put up some fighting run in the early goings of the heats. Steve Clegg rocking the STP Volkswagen machine here, trying to work it up with these boys, trying to get a sense of how rallycross racing really comes to mind and really puts him into the standpoints here. Usually he's more known for his oval style racing, but he does have some road course background to him. But the rallycross side, I've never in my life seen Steve Clegg actually perform. And looks like he is struggling just a slight bit here, trying to get a grip of the car. Car is not quite giving him very much room as the Subarus move on ahead. The Volkswagen is going to be a bit of a challenging car, I will say. But nevertheless here, it seems like he's A-okay so far. Just needs some time under the hood and time in the practice line. I think he'll be okay when all's said and done. Ebedy gonna go right in to the inferior Joker lap. The Joker has been used on Zach Knowles. And Knowles now is gonna have to find some extra speed when he gets through his Joker lap, as he's gonna have to find a little routine around. Ebedy, remember, he was one of the fastest guys in qualifying earlier on, as Caio Pellegrini having some troubles right now in the number 04. Caio right now is doing a good job, though, still holding up for not only his country. He's the only one that we've ever had here on PTM Racing TV represent for the Polish world of polo. But a Polish, oh! But I don't think that's exactly what he meant to do there. Goes up and over and rolled, and the 04 racked off and stacked off. This thing is destroyed, and he's now going to have to go to the trail end of the field in the A main. Oh, my Lord, that is a tough right. Pellegrini went off with that little hit there, that little smash mouth kind of style race, and definitely got the better of him there. KO in the pits right now, while Zach Knowles right now tries to get the 0-99 set up for his Joker lap routine to get up there with Alexander Ebony. Ebony getting a good charge in a round, but remember he has to take the 180 around here now for the final lap, so only 2 to go. There is still some room for them to make their move and move head on down. Coming on through now, 2 to go. Ebony moving the chains in, and Knowles still refusing to take the Joker. He'll still go the 180 route. We are now on the white flag lap for Alexander Ebony as a 99 is right now your race leader here in heat number 2. Looking to set up the big jump. He gets through the big jump nice and easy up and over it. But Knowles, remember, has the Joker at his disposal. And remember, with the Joker lap here, it cuts the corners and it'll cut off a lot of that speed in the run, what he needs to be. Ebony right now trying to hold down and trying to keep the glitch traffic gremlins from taking his soul here. Zach Knowles now setting him up. Ebony's into the 180. And Knowles back into the corner. Ebony takes over position, and Knowles able to swing it right through. Ebony knew he was coming, and there was the Joker. Knowles swings it right through in the end, and all said and done, Zach Knowles, there's a reason why he won last week. He just proved it again. He puts his Subaru up into victory lane in the heat number 2 bracket. And Ebony is now going to take close attention to what he'll have to do in the next round. Steve Clegg, though, give credit where credit's due to his Rallycross debut. Comes away 3rd out of the bunch here. That certainly is putting up a fight, putting on a little bit of a show here. But how long can he make it work, and how long will it last remains to be a question that only he can answer. He's the only Volkswagen on the field, so he's definitely, in my opinion, kind of at a disadvantage with that short wheelbase. That longer wheelbase is going to help shred through that 180-degree turn like the Subarus can, so I think that's going to be a bit of a challenge we're going to have to see later on in this race series. All drivers transfer over from the B main as we take a look at our Heat 1 results. A reminder, Luis Nunes goes away with that victory. Palacio, then it was Teal, and then in Heat number 2, we saw it there. It was, of course, Zach Knowles, Ebony, Clegg, and Pilgrim that gone off there into the deep end. We'll have Peterson, Pellegrini, Shriver, Clegg, and Teal in the B main. Consolation race now underway. Here we go. Hey man, coming up after the warm-up 5-minute session here as we bring them down to the first and the corners. Much cleaner start for Russell Peterson. Kale Pellegrini, though, with the race lead out of the gate. Next driver falling way back early. Steve Clegg looking to stay out of trouble as well out of the gate. This is that close corner roundabout racing that we always talk about. It's not a lot of breathing room and not a lot of angles to switch from. But when you can get it done right, it certainly works. Trevor Teal taking the early advantage to the Joker. And you can't let that Joker lap really fool you. That thing may seem like it's a advantage point for many drivers, but it's actually in some ways kind of a disadvantage when you use it wrong. So a lot of guys try to use it in the late stages of the run, unless they know for sure out of the gate they can get a good start up and really keep it in their back pocket for later. Really, the Joker lap is just all it is, really. It's just a big shortcut in case you're in trouble. Otherwise, most guys will have no trouble just fighting each other off for position and for the runs. My long-lost distant cousin, next driver right now. No, he's not my cousin, by the way, but we just gave him that nickname. In the 41, trying to make the big moves and make the big corner offs. Clegg gonna stick to doing the 180-degree turn here down into the final sections of this runoff. The Joker lap has been used by Trevor Teal as well as Russell Peterson now. But Keo Pellegrini right now your race leader as he puts the 0-4 into the white flag lap. In the heat he struggled, but in the B main you're seeing what the Poland drivers can bring to the table here on American soil. He's got a whole front charge off as Steve Clegg has been passed up by next driver in the number 41. And the 207 STP machine looking to try and hammer down one more time by. Joker laps now to be enabled. Shriver and Clegg waited patiently in the pets for vets. 41 couldn't go into the Joker lap here. I don't know if that was a mistake there or what that was, but that was a big move off there. I guess next driver did not want to aim there yet. It looks like Russell Peterson will come away second as KO Pellegrini. Final jump off the lift, straight ahead. Victory in B main. The first Polish driver to ever win a main in our season and on our show. What a move! So now the heats, mains, and all that have had winners include the likes of Poland, Germany, Argentina, America, United States, I should say, and Canada, and as well, if you can believe it, I cannot think who Louise Nuens is. I'm sorry, guys, I'm trying to blank here. I'm trying to think of the flag that represents that country. I cannot let me think of it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna literally, I know my teacher in world history is going to absolutely kill me as soon as they find out that I did not get anything, I could not figure out the flags of another country. I'm gonna try and look this up real quick while I can. Somebody wants to feel free to get at me about it, have at it, I don't care. Oh, I said Poland on the, oh my god, it's Brazilian. KO, if Pellegrini, if you ever listen to this back, I am sorry, it's not Poland, it's, Brazil. So the first Brazilian driver, I am going to get crucified when all is said and done, folks. I am sorry. I am so sorry. No, a Brazilian driver from Brazil. Okay, guys? KO's from Brazil. Marcos Palacios from Argentina, Alexander Ebedy is from Germany, Zach Knowles from Canada, and the rest of the guys, except for Luis Nunes, is from America, so I need to figure out who the heck is the other. But I really, really do apologize up front. That was a big, big mistake on my end, so I apologize to KO that he is Brazilian, not Polish or Poland. Please do not come at me, guys. So while the field currently either tries to laugh at me for my horrible mistakes, my horrible translations, they're currently also trying to get a feel for the track, trying to figure things out around these parts of town, trying to see where they can get the speeds and momentum from. And I will tell you guys right now, a lot of these guys are really trying to find any kind of angle, any kind of opening they can get throughout this race and throughout the long run. They're going to be really hitting any kind of corner, any kind of speed that they can do at top level. It's very difficult though, long-term wise, to really make or break a season, and really make or break their races. So I suspect you're gonna see a few folks maybe getting put into a tough spot, if you will, or a little tough angle to really work around. Certainly will be interesting to see what they can do here. Alright, and now to fully comprehend and confirm, Luis Nunes, I thought had something to do with Spanish, and it was. His flag is representative of Spain, so he is from Spain, so he is our first Spain driver to ever win a heat. Will he be our first to win in the A main? That remains to be unseen. KO Pellegrini, though, has won the B main, and he is from Brazil, so our first Brazilian driver to ever come away with that. Definitely an impressive showing here, and definitely an impressive little spot around here. Currently, with only about a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock right now, KO, I gotta believe, is gonna be one of those guys that you're gonna have to really watch out for. The Brazilians are certainly bringing some speed, some temperamental track ride. For the Argentinians, of course, Marcos Palacio out of Argentina. Gonna be another guy I think you're gonna have to watch out for late in the race. It seems like his run came later than everybody else's. But once he started dialing it in a little bit, it seemed like then it was just kind of on his shot. It was kind of his momentum booster. I suspect later on in this race, there will be a few hard charges, quite a few hard runners here, so. Oh! And it's As I say that, I think a backup car might be in order for that night of Russell Peterson. Well, I got that backup car out of there quicker than I got out of most of my my bad dealings or my little bad calls there, I said earlier on. So, good on him, and let's hope he can keep that thing in one piece throughout this race, but it's going to be very difficult considering how much tough competition lays in wait here for this track and these drivers. Final seconds now have cleaned up. We are now set to go for the A main event. Race fans, the A main is now coming up, and it's now hit and ready to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Rallycross configuration is about to set sail and bring these drivers to their top peaks, their top performances. But which one will be the top dog of them all? You're about to find out here on PTM Racing TV. Here's the lineup, and here's how you see it. Look at the international flavor on display as Trevor Teal is going to be the top honor. Nicholas Shriver will be in that other side. Then it'll be Steve Clegg, Russell Peterson, and then you have you're going to have K.O. Pellegrini. Then you have Alexander Ebedy, Marcos Palacio, Zach Knowles, and Luis Nunez. They will be the front runners in your lineup today. And the A main is about to set sail. It's about to take off the corner ends. We're ready to go racing. It's time to go racing here on PTM Racing TV. To the green, we fly them. It's off and running. 10 laps in this one. Oh, look out. This is going to be a bit maddening. Oh, my. Trevor Teal just got sent back into the shadow realm off the start. These guys were wasting no time getting around him. I couldn't tell who jammed who first, but somebody got taken for a ride. Zach Knowles in the 099 already being contested by Luis Nunez. Nunez right now trying to bring it home for Spain, to be the first driver ever to win it here for the Spaniards. Meanwhile, Alexander Ebedy trying to bring some speed in the Germans and get some championship caliber runs off here as he looks to field them down. Luis, though, and Zach Knowles in a heavy battle for position as Marcos Palacio and Trevor Teal have now moved in the race lead. Both guys having to use their joker lap early just to make sure they had a chance. They really have nothing less they could do. They had to do it or it was game over for them. Luis Nunez, Knowles, Shriver, they all know they don't have to worry too much. They just need to stay focused on that run, on that rhythm section, and keep going with the speeds. The rest, as I say, will be history when all is said and done. Right now, though, they've also got company from the newcomers like Steve Clegg in that 007. Clegg last time in that A-main didn't quite use his joker lap to full strength or full runoff. Now looks to kind of fix that up as quickly as he can. K.O. Pellegrini, though, man, talk about getting the worst end of the stick. Got a bad start out of the gate. Had a great dealing in the free main here. Becoming the first Brazilian to win that, but now he's really found himself in a bit of a bad rung or a bit of a bad spot, if you will. 8 laps to go right now here. Marcos Palacio are dealing with the troublesome Trevor Teal in the 72 as Luis Nunez has used his joker lap up already. Used it up quick and used it up fast, knowing Zach Knowles is around there somewhere. Knowles about 6 seconds back of the field and about 13 seconds back of Luis. He needs to start driving harder and driving a little cleaner through the edges here, as you can see him just drifting around this track, and you can see how difficult it is as a driver not wanting to slam the gas pedal or getting too hard on the throttle. You've got to be very patient and perseverant on where you go into those corners and where you go into those turns. That's kind of the idea of rallycross racing here in America. Timing, shoot lining, and persistence is the name of the game, and only the best can outsmart the other. Off the double jump and a double-sided run. Russell Peterson slammed dab into the fence there from Steve Clegg. Alexander Ebedy managing to make full charge of that one, getting away from him. Pearson really had nowhere to go. He was up in the air. I mean, what was Clegg supposed to do either? Both guys flying high, soaring to the skies, although one of them came crashing down. Alexander Ebedy making a big move here through the joker right now at Zach Knowles. The problem for him is Knowles hasn't used that joker lap up yet, so he can use it at any time he'd like. Coming around the edge, they're down for a charge and a half here. Knowles starting to get more speed, and Ebene's still struggling to grab it, and he hasn't even used a joker up. That's a scary thought, and Luis Nunez knows he's going to have to be careful here. He's got to start driving a little bit quicker, a little bit more on the nose. Big slide move off by Palacio there around Trevor Teal. Teal trying to keep up with him. By the way, all drivers except for Steve Clay driving the Subarus today. I don't know if that's because really just the way that 180 and some of these turns help kind of that longer style wheelbase of the Subarus, or if it may be because Clay thought maybe if he tries something a little different, maybe he might have a chance. Hard to really tell, but unfortunately, he's not quite getting that same kind of speed, that same kind of runoff here. Palacio now right into the gun and onto the nose here, still holding down his line, still holding down his speed, not giving an inch. If anything moves, he just strikes it harder and he just drives it a little quicker. Off on the edges though, Teal still hanging on. Zach Knowles has now used up his joker. Got around Palacio and Trevor Teal, but he's still 7.5 plus seconds away from Luis Nunez. Nunez, talk about bringing a Spaniard home for the runoff and the speed here. The driver from Spain is completely muscling this field and making them look like they're standing still. And should I be surprised? The man has a 7,346 I rating compared to Zach Knowles' 4,733. This guy, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he was a champion, if he was literally running with the actual iRacing world-class drivers, for crying out loud. This guy can manhandle this track and manhandle this field like it's nothing. A little bit of side biting there, a little bite off of the turn, and Palacio dealing with Trevor Teal right beside him on that edge, trying to get him into the corner, but could not get the speed off. Luis now 8.5 seconds ahead with only about 3 laps remaining. Time running out. Palacio and Trevor Teal still at each other's game, at each other's throats here, trying to hang on. Alexander Ebony, despite having some pretty good showmanship and good runs off earlier, too much struggling into the corners, too much power under the hood, did not quite get the same way he was looking for. You know, Clegg right here, this is where I would think the short car actually has a bit of advantage, because the fact is that shorter wheelbase, he can actually just kind of slip and slide right through that tricky little angle, but this is where that really long wheelbase comes into play, because you can just swing that rear end right off around from the left to the right and then back on by, and that's exactly what you need to do here to make the best of your notion and mess your situation. With 2 laps to go now, this is certainly being a handful for these guys. Palacio and Teal trying to have at it for one more little dance, one more little battle. Luis Nunez, I don't even know. I don't even know where the heck this guy is coming from. I just know where he came and where he went and gone. That front straightaway there is where he's aiming towards and where he's going through as they now swing it through the final corners and the final edges here. Every driver for themselves still trying to find one last little speed off, one little burn down through the track. Next driver moving ahead of Ebony, now taking over the fifth slice slide as we're coming to the white flag this time on by. And now it's time to either hit up or shut up here in this one. These guys giving it what they have and what they're worth, but it's still not enough to just take down the speed of Zach Knowles, Marcos Palacio, and in this case here, for our first winner and from out of Spain, the Spaniards have come and they have seen, they have conquered. This is the first time we've ever seen a driver from Spain pull off the victory and go into victory lane in the A main. He won his He takes home the A main, your first winner ever from Spain. Give it up for Luis Nunez. He takes home the victory at Atlanta Motor Speedway's Rallycross. Representing Canada, 099, though, Zach Knowles came away with a solid performance last week. He'll come away with another one. Second place goes to him, Marcos Palacio. And from out of Argentina, we'll go third. Trevor Teal bringing it home for the Americans in fourth. And next driver going to have one last little battle here with Ebony to the line, but it's going to be next driver taking down Ebony. Top 5 belongs to him. And there he is, race fans. Luis Nunez gonna be your race winner. And that young man there put up a fight, put up a show. Absolutely beautiful performance by the number 14, Luis. Your first ever winner from Spain. We've had first winners from Argentina, first winners from Canada, first winners from Brazil. Actually, our first driver ever to win on PTM Racing TV was from Canada. And then Germany represented here from Ebony. He has also got a win in his bag and pocket, and he's also had some hard racing battles under his hood. But what a performance by every single one of these drivers. This is certainly an international kind of flavor league, and we love every minute of it. Alright, ladies fans, here is your top finishers today. Luis Nunez goes away with the win. Zach Knowles, second, third, and Marcos Palacio, fourth to Trevor Teal, fifth to Nick Shriver. And that rounds out your top five. Ebony, Clegg, Pellegrini, and Peterson coming away out of the rest of the field. Alright, fans, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to talk with the top three drivers today. And what a day it has been for all involved. And in Marcos Palacio's counter, he'll come away third out of this bunch here in a big victory to him and his crew. Marcos, congratulations on this one, sir. And boy, you sure had a lot going down on those last runs there, didn't you?
Thanks.
Remember, folks, he does have a little bit of a hard time kind of talking in English. He's from Argentina, so his language barrier may be a little bit of a hardship for us. Marcos, real quick, if you can kind of look at this race and talk about it, what was it kind of like here to win here? Do you really feel like it was tough to beat, or was it just tough to take these guys on?
Yeah, it was tough with Trevor.
Yeah, stuff with Trevor, tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly was. Anybody you want to thank?
What?
Anybody you want to thank for the race?
Everybody, man.
Everybody around. All right.
Yeah, okay, man.
Thank
I
you
hope we'll have fun, man.
for sure that, Marcos. Appreciate your time here, sir.
Thanks, Christian. See you later.
See you later. Like I said, guys, he does have a little hard time translating, so we do apologize. But you know, he is from Argentina, so we want to give him a chance at least to talk. So thank you. So Marcos, hopefully we'll find a translator for you, man, help you out a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and chat up now with the Canadian here, Zach Knowles here, as he pops the 0.99 back into a podium position. Zach, last time out you won the race. This time out you go against a guy that literally just may have outclassed the entire field when it comes to iRating, and it looked like it showed a bit on the track. How difficult was it to kind of get through this one?
It wasn't too bad at all. The heat was pretty much easy, and then in the feature there was an accident turn one, and I just kind of snuck on the inside and drove P2 all the way home.
Drove B2 all the way home, signifying some serious moments and some serious runs. I mean, I'll ask this too, man. How difficult was it late in the run here for you and the crew just to kind of stay with this field and kind of stay with the track? Because the track seemed like it was starting to burn up a bit, and it was getting a bit tricky down there, wasn't it?
It wasn't too bad. You just got to adjust your driving accordingly, right? Start backing up your corners. Your tires are getting hot and the track's getting hotter, but it's not too bad. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary, and certainly a field and a half day today. So as you come away today with the second place finish this time around, is there anybody you want to thank for this podium?
Absolutely. I just want to thank a big shout out to Trevor Teal, the homie. ZK Designs, that's my own little painting business. Teal and myself are both running ZK Design Paints. Factory Sim Sport, and Legion Speed Sports.
Definitely a lot on that name and all of that plate, but nevertheless, you made them all proud, and I think we'll definitely be happy to see you back in a podium spot here. Congratulations once again here, Mr. Knowles.
Thank you.
Zach Knowles, ladies and gentlemen, coming away here with the second place finish. Luis Nunez, I believe, will not be chatting with us here, but we will congratulate him nevertheless on being our first Spaniard and first Spain driver to ever win here on PTM Racing TV. Congratulations to you, sir, and what a long, hard-fought battle and drawn-out battle for every single one of these guys. And the hits just keep on coming. More racing to come throughout these series and throughout these nights. But race fans, without a shadow of a doubt, thank you so much for all that tuned in to watch some Rallycross action. We certainly hope to see you guys tomorrow as we see, possibly on Easter, a little Dash for Cash series back in Talladega. We don't know until then, but for now, until we hear otherwise, we're scheduled in for it. For now, as I send it off today, I thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.